happening, by the way. I don't even really care until it. Oh, they're already starting with the colors. I mean, they did just announce, right? The PlayStation, the PlayStation, the PlayStation, uh, 5, right? Okay, we're starting with Crash Bandicoot.
Hey everyone, I'm Lou Studdard, producer at Toys for Bob, and I'm here to talk to you about Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time.
Yeah.
Crash 4 is a direct sequel
Which,
to Crash Bandicoot
by the
1.
way,
The devious villains Neo Cortex and Dr. Entropy have finally escaped their interdimensional prison, leaving an evil scientist-sized hole in the universe. Now,
I see. That makes sense. Though, the name is weird considering
all dimensions.
3 was also about time, and this seems to be about dimensions instead.
Crash Bandicoot 4,
But you know, it's okay.
is the first totally new game in the Crash Bandicoot series in over a decade. So for us at Toys for
Yeah, that's
Bob,
true.
we felt
That's
that it was
crazy.
important to reintroduce longtime fans as well as new players to this amazing franchise.
But you did that with
First, we
Insane
made sure to
Trilogy.
incorporate the classic tense, precise, and perspective-shifting platforming that we all fell in love with.
Yeah.
And then we wanted to introduce exciting
That
new
3D,
elements
but
that
not
we can't
really.
wait to show you today.
Oh, okay.
Let's start with Insanity Beach. This is where Crash's adventure first started, and where we pick things up again in Crash 4. But there have definitely been changes since we first saw Insanity Beach all those years ago.
Gotta love how he's just chilling out on a beach with a
See those
TV.
changes to our gameplay and even our art style. Our art teams wanted to take inspiration from not just the original games, but the animated cartoons that inspired those original games.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, and the later games. No! No, okay.
Throughout Crash 4, you'll see wide open new vistas, new character models, and lots of expressive animations.
Well, yeah, that's what you guys were good at last time. That's really honestly something I can...
Like having the ability to wall run,
Wall
rope
running.
swing, rail
Interesting.
grind, and zip line as well. In the original
Sonic
trilogy,
the Hedgehog? No, I'm
specifically
kidding.
Crash Warped, there were certain moments in the game where Crash would change outfits.
Yes.
Think Crash wearing a biker jacket when riding a motorcycle. That seemed like a natural area for us to expand upon. So we have loaded the game with tons of awesome skins that you can earn
Right.
and wear throughout the game.
Makes
These
sense.
skins are totally cosmetic and a fun way to express yourself while playing the game.
Can
And
you
just to be
unlock them
clear,
in the
there's
game?
No MTX here.
Okay.
Skins are earned by completing different challenges and earning gems within levels.
That's fair. You know what? Solid.
Crash 4 also introduces the Quantum Masks, the powerful protectors of time and space. Crash and Coco need their assistance throughout the game to tackle the crazy challenges that we're going to be
I mean, something I kind of got off topic, but it's kind of thing I always...
the ability to
Oh.
instantly flip your center of gravity
Ah,
with a
okay.
button.
So like level gimmicks.
Kapunawa, who allows you to slow down the world around you,
Mm-hmm.
or Lonnie Lowly, who allows you to phase shift elements in and out of existence.
Ah,
Bending
the,
rules of reality
so the
and your
wisps.
environment with these
Got you.
masks is a must. We
I
also
mean,
can't wait
many
to talk to you about
platformers
the
have these
mask,
kinds of
Akana,
gimmicks.
But that's gonna have to wait for another day.
Damn, you can
What we
off
can
yourself?
tell you today,
That makes
though,
sense.
is that Crash isn't the only character you get to take control of.
Right,
in this
we already
adventure.
saw Coco.
For starters, you can play the entire game as Coco.
Right,
Any
just like the
level you
Insane
play as
Trilogy.
Crash, you can also play as Coco. It was also very important for us that she take a more prominent role in the story this time as well.
Makes
But that's
sense.
not all.
I mean,
For
Crash
other
kind of
characters, you'll
doesn't
get to
say
control
anything,
key
so...
points in the adventure, so that they can provide their own fresh perspectives and new gameplay. Here you
Okay,
can see that
interesting.
you'll be taking control of Neo Cortex.
Just
He's
like,
all his blaster to
what's his face?
change
In,
an
4,
enemy's
right?
path. In
Or
addition
was
to
it
playing as Cortex, we're excited to
Twin Sanity?
for
That's
the
what I'm
first
thinking
time,
about.
You'll also get to tail slap your way through crates as Dingo Dial. I
Cool.
repeat, you get to play as Dingo Dial in Crash 4. A lot has changed in the years since we last
Yes.
saw Dingo Dial.
It
In
is a
fact,
feature.
He hung up his old flamethrower rocket launcher combo when he decided to retire from a life of villainy and open a diner.
Ah,
Unfortunately for Dingo,
a crocodile
for us,
diner.
his adventure begins by witnessing the destruction of said beloved diner and getting sucked into another dimension. Finally, there's one more
Whoa.
surprise I'm incredibly excited to show you today. The Crash Bandicoot series has always been about finding
Painting
new exciting
things?
ways to play through the game.
Crash
And
Bandicoot
it's about
Color
taking
Splash?
trials or
Oh, Lord.
exploring all the hidden secrets.
Or Epic
For
Crash,
Crash 4,
perhaps.
we wanted to bring
My
something
God.
brand new to the table. So we
What is
teamed
going-
up with our
what are
friends
these
at Beanox
filters?
to create a brand new style of play for Crash 4 that we call inverted mode. It's our souped up, bumpa-berry fueled take on a mirror mode. Not only are our
Oh.
perspective shifted, but now each of the dimensions are rendered in a new and unique art style that really changes the look and feel of the experience. One
Interesting,
dimension can be
but
asked
it
to
seems
traverse
just like a
the neon
palette
wasteland,
swap.
while another tasks players with spinning paint
Well, I
all
guess,
over the
yeah.
environment to see their path forward.
I mean, it's not like it's invisible though.
With the overcranked camera speed increasing the actual speed of gameplay as well.
Oh, that's
Once
interesting.
unlocked, players can replay all the
These are nice
levels
gimmicks.
Totally new and
Game looks
dynamic
solid.
look and feel. It's an incredibly fun feature that is going to give every player, especially the completionists out there, a reason to revisit each level again to see what new.
Oh, it's
exciting
underwater. I was
experiences
wondering
in
what
store
the
for them.
the wavy shit was. Makes sense.
So that's some of the new stuff that we have.
But like I was trying to say, the animation has been something they were doing really good in the Insane trilogy too. So like, it's something that I'm glad to see is here as well. Sorry, I'm just trying to get back into
Today's state of play is loaded
personality
with
mode.
updates for PS4 and PSVR, and some new PS5
Cool.
gameplay too.
Oh, PS5. What do you mean?
We open the show with
Some
an
new.
all-new look at Crash 4. It's about
His
time.
UI is
Coming
looking
to
nicer, too.
PlayStation 4 on October 2nd. Now let's keep the party going with the latest from IO Interactive.
Hitman. I've never been a fan of this series. Kind of reminds me of the movie Transporter, which I actually do like a lot. But like, I don't know. Just feels a little too generic. Like, I like the aesthetic, but like, that's about it. Oh, it's a oh right, the VR mode, right? You can play it in first person.
Don't worry about that.
You can be the ball.
Speaks for itself. Well, I have to go. I'll call you when I get back tonight.
Looks like an emissary, right? Not an emissary, an embassy. That's what I'm thinking. Why you just let some bald dude run up on an embassy and just crawl in here? I feel like as an assassin, he'd be really noticeable. Like, he's got a bald head, has a barcode on his back. Like, I feel like that suspense was building up to nothing. It literally just exactly what you expected was going to happen. Happened. Death awaits. Okay. Can't say I'm excited for that game. Honestly, I don't plan on getting a PS5 unless I manage to swindle somebody out of one. You know, when they're about to be like, oh, I'm going to get that. Not a PS5, PS4. I don't plan on getting a PS4. I do plan on getting a PS5, actually, just because of its backwards compatibility. Because I want to be able to just be like, all these games I missed, I get to play now. And I don't have to spend money on 2 different consoles. The only problem is that, like, even if I do get a PS4, PS5, I don't have a thing for it. Also, is this live action footage? Looks live action. Though, to be fair, that could just be the PS5's extreme power at show. What's happening right now? I don't, but I still don't have a flat screen in my room, so like I wouldn't even be able to. Is this Braid? It is Braid. I was about to say. I could start to recognize it as the paint started coming in. I was just like, oh, I get it. It's Braid. Okay. Just Anniversary Edition. Got you. I mean, it does look significantly better. That is a fact.
Anniversary Edition. It's the classic puzzle adventure.
It
where
looks-
you manipulate time.
It looks a
and
lot more like,
modern high resolutions.
Many areas have been
and like
reimagined
I feel like it
with
looks more like an
It's
actual
more like a
painting
living
now.
painting
You know?
with brush
Yeah,
strokes
like he said,
animating the world. There are more than 9 pixels for each pixel in the original game.
more than
There are
9.
new animations for smoother motion.
Improved sound and music.
Look at my
enhanced
guy.
ability,
He's going
many
woo.
hours of developer commentary
Just having a
and
good old
interviews
time.
on subjects like puzzle design.
Oh, there's commentary in the
visual
levels. That's
art.
cool.
We plan to make it the most detailed commentary in any game ever. So if you
Okay.
want to learn how video games are made, Braid Anniversary Edition will be a really good resource.
We hope you'll enjoy the game when it comes out early next year.
No, mama. Thank you, Mr. Dinosaur. Well, that's cool. I like Braid. I sincerely doubt that's only going to be on PlayStation because that game has been available on many things. Like it's on Steam. It's on like Xbox
Everyone,
360.
This is Matt Nava from Giant
Like,
Squid. I'm excited
an old
to share
game,
more with you
man.
today about our upcoming game, The Pathless.
I doubt you could really sell that as an exclusive either, you know? The Pathless, huh? Oh, this looks nice.
Pathless is an open world.
I think I've
mythic
seen
adventure
this
game
before.
Set in a vast forest. You play as the hunter.
But I like the art design already.
The hunter is a master of archery.
Mm-hmm.
She can shoot talismans.
And you can already tell that through her character. You can already see that through her character design. Big ass arrow. Oh, yeah. No, we've definitely seen this at some point before,
Is at the core of the Pathless.
in like one other
So
state
the
of play.
game's
But
unique take on
yeah,
archery is all about timing,
dodge,
not aiming down sights.
shoot.
This design was
I
critical
can't check to see if
for
my
making it
stream is
possible
working.
To shoot
Oh.
even while moving fast
Oh,
and performing
movements.
acrobatic maneuvers.
This is cool.
You instantly feel as skilled as the hunter herself.
And then that's how you get your dash up to keep running. I get you. It's cool. In other words, it's a game about schmovement, and I love games about schmovement,
It's
or
up
with
from
just
the
really
eagle,
good
you can even
schmovement.
fly. The bond between the hunter and the eagle is central in the Pathless.
Yeah, but you're running out of meter.
You can gain altitude while you
Oh, I
fly
guess that
by
doesn't-
flapping.
Okay. But you only have a certain amount of feathers to flap. I get you. I get you. Yeah, see? It's like Banjo. The Banjo sequel we've always been waiting for it.
Make sure you pet the eagle.
I love
Keep it
games with
clean
good
and in
schmovement.
good flying condition.
It's one of my favorite things, just being needlessly stylish in the game for no reason. Is his fur on fire?
You'll find
Well,
secrets
this
all
is
over
a
the island
wholesome game.
if you know where to look.
But I don't exactly know what the objective of the game is. We're just like running along places, exploring. I mean, that honestly, that has appeal in and of itself, especially again if the movement's really nice. You can do things like wall
Collecting
run,
crystals will
all
let
kinds
you
of
upgrade
random
the eagle's ability
crap.
to flap.
Oh. Yeah, so it's like puzzle solving and whatnot. Maybe like a collectathon?
You'll
I don't
also
know.
discover larger puzzles to solve in ancient
Like
structures.
Mario Odyssey, that game is amazing for movement because you can just do like ridiculous things with your jump and Cappy. Like it's just like you don't even need to use the main gimmick of the game. That's how good the movement is. Breath of the Wild actually surprised me as well. There's a lot of good movement. It's like one of my favorite things in games. If the game has sick movement,
Pathless is all about finding your
I'm
own
about
way
it.
forward.
I love
So unlike
playing
most open
needlessly
world
stylish.
games, there's no map.
Mm.
Instead, the hunter can use her mask to peer into the spirit world and discover distant landmarks.
Into the spirit
It
world.
even shows you where you've been.
Right.
Getting to
Oh,
higher
I
vantage
see.
points will let you see further with spirit vision.
It's interesting. So it's very much a like just a pure sandbox,
Giant
you know?
cursed spirits. The
Not gonna be
source of
any
the
like
darkness, pose
markers
a
or
constant
any of
threat
that.
to you on your quest. They will try to separate you from the eagle.
They're trying to those bastards. How dare they? Trying to separate me from my friend? How what villains? I immediately hate them. Like you trying to
Stay
keep
still
me
and
away
wait to
from my
avoid
friend?
detection.
So I can't just shoot him. I gotta stealth it. Shut up, bird. You're gonna get hit. Come on, man. Let me shoot him in the eye.
You won't
That's what
be able to
Zelda's
take
taught
on
me.
Cursed spirits until you've returned light to the obelisks.
Ah, I see. Then we can mess him up. Okay. So, you know, the Breath of the
When you
Wild
first
Towers
restored,
got you.
The cursed spirits will be vulnerable. Chase them down through the forest.
Yeah,
to
get his
corner them
ass.
in a dramatic final battle.
So it's like Shadow of the Colossus. I get you. Except, you know, way more frantic and fast. Paced. Shadow of the Colossus is just the first thing that came to mind, you know? Ah. That's right. Bitch ass. Coming here trying to screw up my vibes. Trying to separate me from my bird companion. What the hell we even done to you? Oh, this is cool. What'll be even weirder is, oh crap, actual one-on-one boss fight. This is interesting. I actually really am interested in this game. Of course, I probably won't be able to play it unless it gets like a PC port or something. But like, you know, something about that eye looks very familiar.
Hunter and Eagle will have to defeat the cursed spirits to
It's very
bring life back
Japanese,
to the world.
you know. It's like the Sheikah eye. That's really what it's reminding me of. But I know there's a creature
I
that
hope you
has a
enjoyed this
soul eye
overview
like that.
of the Pathless.
It's probably also a
We've only
Zelda
scratched
creature.
the surface.
Just saying.
There's so much more to explore and
This
discover.
this game got my attention. I actually
The Pathless is
am
coming out
very
later
glad
this year.
that I saw
Thanks
this
for watching.
presentation now. The vibe check monster is just not with it, bro. Movement. It's Mongolian in theme, actually. You can tell that by the throat chant. That's my that's my oh, Spelunky 2?
Spelunky 2.
Word?
Derek,
Yo, we're just having all the indie games get representation.
For Spelunky 2, I wanted to make sure we made something that
That's
got
my
fans
history nerd
excited
coming
and
out.
also brought
Are you on the moon? It looks more like a desert, but it looks like the
It was
moon.
important we didn't change the things that made Spelunky
Okay, no,
such
the
a
moon's
unique
over there.
experience in the first place. So many people became fans of the game through their friends and family, and even strangers.
I've never
on the
played
internet.
Spelunky,
That's
but I have
the reason
seen
why we're
people
adding
play
online
Spelunky like
multiplayer, so that more
Jaywitz.
people can play the game together. And I also wanted to include that
Is
feeling
that
of
a sheep?
community
Oh,
in Spelunky
that
2
sheep got-
itself to
okay,
make sure
he's
that the
alive.
game felt
It's
welcoming,
okay.
even
We're
though it's
good.
difficult.
Now waiting.
In
Oh,
Spelunky 2, when you
but that
do
turkey got
discover
cooked.
characters, you'll also be building an in-game community and family.
no stuffing. Is that
I
a
designed
sloth
the world
man?
of
This is
Spelunky
cool.
2
I
to
like
feel
this.
much more rich and dynamic than
You know what?
Spelunky
He
1.
looks a little bit
It's
better
gonna
than
feel
that.
a lot more full. Players will be able
Okay.
to explore and interact.
It's
with
always
lots
something I kind of
different
noticed
ways.
about Spelunky. I was just like,
For example, you'll be able to ride turkeys and find hidden passageways. And you'll have to choose between branching paths as you make your way
ooh,
deeper into the
interesting.
caves. As a result, the stories players create will have much more texture to them. Even after many,
But you
many
see,
hours of
the
playing,
noteworthy
I
part
still
about
have
this
interesting runs
presentation
until
is that
you
it's just
pass
been
the first
games.
area.
Albeit games that I wouldn't exactly.
In
Oh,
Spelunky 1, runs often centered around the shops and how you chose to interact with them. So in Spelunky 2, we've expanded
Oh my
the
God.
shopping experience and made it
He
more
took out the
immersive
blicky.
and exciting.
he said, "Don't touch my shit."
And also added
Bah!
characters that can help you or hinder you.
Yep. Well,
Given how amazing the Spelunky community is, it's hard to say how long it will take to find the deepest
I wouldn't say
secrets.
any of these games that they've shown so
I
far
think the great
are.
thing about Spelunky is that the deepest secrets are the ones that even I don't know about.
What do you mean you don't know about
There are
them?
lots of new things to play with that I hope players can use.
You know
to
about them. You just ain't telling me.
boundaries of what we
Anyways, it's
as
just
the
these aren't the
developers
kinds
want
of games that I'd be like, oh my god, these
I
are
have
system
two
sellers for the
types of different
PS5, you
stories
know.
from
But
Spelunky
like at the same
fans.
time, these are all good
First
like
are when
presentation
people are
stuff.
genuinely surprised by something
And
that
they said it was
happened
mostly
in the
third
game.
party stuff, anyways.
And second, the ones where people share
Oh.
a fun experience with friends and family
Well, this
in
is
multiplayer.
Wholesome. Is that like the daughter of the
These
first
are the
dude?
stories I wanted to
Now
expand
old.
upon in
Has a
Spelunky
beard.
2. They're really what guided
Uh.
my choices. After releasing Spelunky, I knew there was a lot
I
more.
mean, this
that could be
already
done
looks
with the
more appealing
concept
than
of
when
the
I
world.
was like
Knowing that
looking at
possibility
footage
was
of the
out
original
there is
game.
what's been exciting for me and the rest of the team. In a lot of ways, when Spelunky 2 comes out, I want players to experience what we experienced making it.
Ah,
That feeling that there's something special there waiting for you to discover it. A big thanks to the fans who've waited
Okay.
patiently for us to finish Spelunky 2. It's been a long
Oof.
journey, but I think it's gonna be worth
man,
it.
these ancient
Thanks.
generations just don't fuck with us. They're just like, nah, you gonna die. Unfortunately, you think you're just gonna go get our treasure that we no longer actually need? Because, you know, we're dead unless we're, you know, Egyptian because of the way they think about the afterlife. Nah. I'd rather have my treasure get smashed than have your grubby hands on it. Like, really? Is that how it is? We're gonna put it in a
We've got
museum,
bunch of
man.
New PS4 updates to share with you, starting with a closer look at Genshin Impact.
Ooh. This looks nice. Just from the the otakus that saved the world. Never mind. This is
Hey, there's something strange over there.
well.
Come on, let's take a look.
This looks like Breath of the Wild. It's the barrels, okay? But hey, that's interesting. This looks weeby. Weeb of the Wild. Okay. Well, I'm gonna look past that and look at all this new cool stuff that they get added, like these other elements. This is Weeaboo Breath of the Wild. You can't tell me that's not what this is. I'm sorry. You can't be shooting these shots and not make me think that. That said, Breath of the Wild's a good game to get inspiration from. And the weebs will love it. And there's clearly, like multiplayer apparently. There's clearly stuff going on here that wasn't there, mechanics that weren't there before.
Speak my name.
You know? Got this. You know, there seems to be more story going on. Magic, maybe classes. Kind of open world-ish action RPG thing going on. This game looks good, like really good. Stunning, like stunning visually, like it might have good combat. Yeah, I'm interested. I was just like, that is definitely Breath of the Wild. That was definitely what they looked to. It just, but again, good inspiration. If you're gonna pick any game to take inspiration from, it might as well be that one, you know. I don't know. But this looks cool. Like a beat 'em up? Yeah. Well, maybe it's an RPG. It looks more beat 'em up than that. But I like the art style a lot. I can't quite describe what it's like. It kind of reminds me of the new Streets of Rage, but again, no, you know what it looks like? It looks like Kill la Kill, and also Gurren Lagann. That's the vibes I'm catching. That like really anime mech kind of look to it. Overly stylish. This is sick. This is really sick, actually. This game looks cool. So far, honestly, this state of play, I wouldn't. It's been hitting because like a lot of things I've seen have been things that I'm personally interested in. Aeon Must Die. That's sick. I hope that's multi-platform. Probably isn't. It sucks. But I'll get around to it eventually, you know. When my broke ass can afford things. Isn't this that Nah. Oh wait, I know this one. Okay, I've seen this one on Twitter one time. Where it's like this big 3D world, but everybody's sprites. Yeah, I saw this on Twitter. Okay. I know what this game is. I thought it was just really visually interesting of a concept, and I'm already pretty interested just on that and off that alone, because I love sprites. All right, sprites are great. They can convey so much, animate so well, you know. Oh yeah, this is pretty sick. Honestly, this game looks cool. Again, I haven't seen a game so far where I've been like, besides Hitman, where I've just been like, oh, this game sucks. I wish I never even... Those crosses? Is this end on Viva and Gillian? Where are we right now? Is that the Bible? With... as a door? Oh, this is sick. To be fair, I don't think they would actually show if it was coming to another console. So I have to know. But I'm pretty sure that game is coming. Oh, this game again. I'm pretty sure it's coming multi-platform. Mostly because I've seen it separate to that.
Wow, that's your new lead? Another monster hunt? Elizabeth Megafin.
This guy's... this...
An artist. Don't tell
That's
me
Envy's
you
voice!
believe this half-
That's Envy! I was about to say, she sound really familiar.
story. You're out of a job.
That's definitely Envy, without a question. I've heard somebody describe this as Knack for the PS5.
Ranger, I could use your help.
I don't think that's fair. This seems a little bit more in depth than that. You know,
I want you
it
to
it
use
does
that
kind of
animalistic instinct.
it does kind of have like a why does this exist kind of thing, but like I feel like there's a little bit more charm here.
Sprout doing? He misses Papa. Oh, of course he does.
Still weird. Still not some.
Prototype traps that I could put to use.
Well, that's Sonic. That's what.
You're pretty good at stuff, and nobody hates you yet. You can catch bug snacks and bring everybody back to Snacksburg.
Like I feel like I recognize half these voices.
Well, say you do find these bug snacks and make it back alive.
This is weird.
Just might do the job. Now get going and try not to fall off a cliff.
You know who it is also? I'm pretty sure it's also Oda from Persona 5. Shinya, the kid. Well, fell off a cliff. Young horses. It's for the kids, bro. It's for the kids.
There's a lot more in store. Let's
Bug
start
snacks.
with an update on an eagerly awaited PlayStation VR game.
I didn't even know this was a thing, much less eagerly awaited. But okay. Store-wise. Why is every single trailer for like a Star Wars game be like, stand inside your own Star Wars adventure, your own Star Wars stories? Look, you know how many times you've sold that to me? And of course I'm gonna buy it again.
I don't understand why you never mentioned that you had the Force.
Are we playing as Darth Vader? That's pretty sick. Or are we playing against Darth Vader? Nah, that looks pretty Vader-like. See, I could... Because it kind of reminds me of the Kinect game, right? But, at the same time, using VR for that makes a lot more sense. Especially because considering the controllers. Is it the same thing, or did it just transition seamlessly? This seems different.
Stay in the light.
Oh. Is also VR? Or is it 505 games? What did they do again? I know I played a 505 game before. Because there's monsters out there. You know, you can't really intimidate me at this time of the day. It's too bright outside. Is this a Control? It seems like it. Did they make a new DLC for that? Is that a arcade? Yeah, okay, it's Control. The hell? Okay, expansion 2. Got you. That sounds familiar. I'll remember someday. Okay. It looks like a mobile game. Not to mention it has just such a cluster of information. Okay, they have had some misses by this point, but they were pretty solid in the early half of this, you know? I've recognized a lot of these games, and if I didn't recognize them, I've been interested in them, you know? And so it's a pretty solid state of play. It's pretty solid. I got it. I can't lie. This is the kind of game that needs a more in-depth explanation of what's going on. Auto chess? Oh yeah, I heard about that. And it's not what we're getting. Oh, it's the bathroom sign. It's moving. It's going to the bathroom. Wow. Why am I surprised? Is this a game where you play as the sign person trying to get from sign to sign? Oh. That's a weird but interesting concept. That's the kind of thing that I'd be like, yo, this could be a pretty decent game. Oh, it's like a puzzle platformer, but you play as the sign guy. The kind of game that I would have thought about, you know, on my spare time, but never actually make. So I'm glad somebody made it. Interesting. I respect it. Gotta also appreciate these huge rendered backgrounds when they don't actually need to have any of this. Like, they have this whole world developed. Oh, a PlayStation out in the middle of nowhere that nobody's stolen. The pedestrian, right? The pedestrian sign. That's what it is. Huh. I appreciate the details. Just they've made a whole background for a game that could have very easily been like super limited.
Forest shadows.
The forest shadows.
Running silently between the straight, cold lines of a corrupt state.
Veins. That sounds awfully European of you.
They count, ration, manipulate. They've taken everything from those they claim to protect. Authority and steel will not stop us.
That a conquistador? I'm just kidding.
Aren't an invading
How you just hit somebody with a hammer and they barely flinch, and then the next one you just like just knock over a little bit. I like the animation. It's very clean, crisp. The art design as well on like some of these guys are really good. The armor and whatnot. Damn, that guy's getting obliterated. These Vikings? Seems like Vikings.
We take back what was stolen.
Or maybe. Well, they sound Scottish though. That's the thing. Is that Braveheart? Yeah, we're here for the treasure.
To others, we are rivals.
Ah, I see. Got a whole gang of people about to jump you, and you open up that Legend of Zelda treasure in your chest. It's like a team combat sort of thing.
We are all
The Hood. Let's go. So like you try to break into a place, right, and steal things, right?
legends.
Seems like a team-based, like shooter, but without the shooting. You know, it's like a combat sort of thing. So you bust in a place. That sounds like it'd be fun. Temtem, let's go. What y'all know about some Temtem? Okay, I'm kidding. It's bootleg Pokemon, literally. That's what it's supposed to be. Like conceptually, it's actually better than Temtem than Pokemon in certain ways. But on the other side, it's like the designs aren't as solid, you know. We had bootleg Breath of the Wild and bootleg Pokemon. They be looking at those. They were looking at those like the sales figures for Nintendo recently, and they're like, "Yo, we need to get on this." Temtem. Oh wait.
Before we wrap up,
Wait, that's on PS5? Word?
we've got new
Actually, I guess
PS5 gameplay
I didn't
for
actually
this
check.
melee-focused action epic launching this holiday.
Melee Focus Action Epic. Well, that's like vague. The way Godfall. Okay, I remember they showed that off before, but the way they cut that together was awful. It was so choppy, and it's just like nothing was allowed to hit. You know, there's no impact to any of these things because they're just cutting between them too fast. They should have picked like less stuff and then like put more focus on it.
Today you'll be seeing extensive gameplay.
And is it just me or does this look awful?
Please keep in mind that the game is still a work in progress, and
Alright,
some things
fine,
may
fine.
change from the final product.
But it looks
as we
this
continue to learn
quality
and
is kind of
harness
chunky.
the power
I don't know
of
why it
Sony's
is.
next generation console. Please enjoy. So let's jump right into what Godfall
You
is.
see, like, see that UI is nice, but then like,
Godfall
why does this
is a
game
third
look so
slasher
crusty?
That features intense
Like, looked
action,
better the first time y'all showed
satisfying
it.
moment-to-moment combat, and robust loot progression systems. You can enjoy the game at your own pace, playing alone, or through online co-op with up to 2 additional teammates.
Like, this looks very low res for some
Godfall
reason.
is set
This looks like a
in a
this looks like a Nintendo Switch trailer.
universe filled with heroic knights, arcane magic, and
Which also has the
forbidden
same problem where it looks way worse
world
than the
is
actual
split
game.
up into the
Yo, my guy
elemental
just chilling.
realms of
He's
earth,
just like, hey, bub, what's
water,
good? And then you attack him.
air,
Fire.
and fire. Godfall
Right,
is a
so it's
complete
Avatar,
package.
got you.
All loot and gear in the game are required
Only the
and unlocked
Avatar
through gameplay.
can
There are
master
no
all 4 elements
microtransactions.
and bring
No
balance
waiting
to
for
the
content.
world.
It's all in the game on day 1. As you adventure, you'll get to tear through enemies to challenge a mad god who awaits you at the top. You
Got
play
you.
a Valorian knight,
A Valorian
godlike
knight.
warrior,
Huh.
able to equip valor plates, legendary armor sets that
Okay.
transform you into an unstoppable master of melee combat.
Do they have different like
Throughout your
fighting
journey,
styles?
You'll find ancient valor plates lost in time, each with their own characteristics and long history.
This armor is pretty cool. I like the visual
Now let's
design
talk
of this.
about
It's kind of like
gameplay in Godfall.
high tech fantasy.
First, our team wanted to do something different. We wanted to combine action RPG loot progression with third-person melee combat to create what we
Ooh.
think is a looter slasher.
That was sick. A looter slasher.
Our game is therefore one
Interesting.
part gear-driven and one part player skill-driven. In other words, not only do we want you to find exquisite weapons with powerful loot traits,
Well, you have
we
to
also
balance
want
that
you to
right.
have that feeling of accomplishment or
The game seems like it
mastering
has
the
movement
right set of combat
because
mechanics
the way he was
available
dodging
to
back
you
seemed pretty
in
fluid.
Godfall. From a combat philosophy perspective, the melee combat in Godfall
Yeah.
is intended to be fluid, dynamic, and interactive, embracing offense
Ugh.
over defense.
And like I was complaining about the earlier cut, but it wasn't because of the game itself. It was really just because like the way the editor cut it was terrible.
Closing the gap on enemies. Also, you dominate the combat space.
Because the
not
game looks like
enemies.
it plays and
The
animates
game
well.
rewards you for being
Pretty fluid.
aggressive. Now that you're familiar with the combat philosophy, let's dig into the weapons themselves.
Right, they probably have different combos and
In
whatnot.
Godfall, there are
Like the
5
dual
weapon
swords.
classes: the longsword,
Got you. The Link.
the dual blades,
the Lloyd.
polearm,
The Goku.
the two-handed warhammer.
The Kratos.
two-handed
I mean, I guess the dual
greatsword.
blades would have been Kratos too as well, huh?
Each weapon class has their own unique
Oh, you get a
movesets
shield?
and play styles, ranging from fast combos to more strategic, deliberate play.
Yeah.
As you defeat enemies in your adventures,
Cloud Strife.
you will acquire
That's the last
numerous
one.
weapons for each weapon category. Each weapon with their
Oh,
own
you can switch
primary
between
and
them
secondary traits.
in combat. That's pretty cool.
At a later date, we will delve
That's like
into
style
the weapon
switching
classes
in like
and how
Devil
to
May
modify
Cry.
them in greater detail. For now, we'll go over the dual blades and longsword weapon classes.
I guess it could have just been edited
dual
that way, but it
blades are
looked
the
like he
fastest
switched
weapon
between them.
class
If you can
in
switch between them
Godfall,
instantly, that's cool.
embodying speed, fluidity,
So that
and
makes a
mobility.
way more in-depth like
Dual
combat.
blades are exceptional against soft, unarmored targets or single targets.
Right, for overwhelming
You
the
can perform a combo by executing 4 consecutive
just like regular
light attacks.
mooks.
The dual blades heavy attack is a spinning blade cyclone. The blade cyclone can also be used as a finisher at the end of your light attack
Right,
combo.
that
So
flip
what
jump.
are the signature moves for the dual blades? As you build up charge, you can also activate inner focus, which is unique to the dual blades, which
Yeah,
inflicts
because it feels like
massive
he's switching to a
damage in
single
short
blade and
period
getting a
of time.
shield. Is that part of the
There's
dual
also
blades?
Mortal Coil, where you can throw your blade into an enemy, pulling the enemy towards you,
Ah.
pulling a cable. Now let's switch to the longsword weapon class. Longswords are balanced weapons, embodying crisp damage.
If
and
he uses
simple
the shield move, then I know
without needing
you
a
can
lot of
switch.
elaborate
Or at least
combo
I'm
setups.
highly suggest
Similar
that.
to dual blades, longswords have their own 4-hit light attack combo. Then
course.
there's the heavy attack
Seems a little
finisher,
slower, of course.
which can be used at the end of your light attack combo. There are 3 signature moves for the longsword.
Seems kind of
class.
awkward as a heavy
There's
attack
Spectral
finisher. I feel
Flurry,
like they should
which
have.
cannot be interrupted and deals high damage
Ah,
to
that looks like the
multiple
play.
nearby targets.
Feels like if
Then
you
there's
don't have like a
Spirit
meter for that,
which eviscerates all enemies
just gonna
in a
spam that.
straight fixed path.
you know people
Notice
just gonna
there's
spam
a
it.
light flash after a longsword swing called a timing attack. If you press the shield button exactly at the same time, you'll perform a devastating shield uppercut with your longsword. The shield is a core
Right.
part of Godfall.
Okay, talk about it.
Available to you throughout the entire game. You can always block incoming attacks with your shield.
Okay, so you can just like
Press
turn
the
it
shield
on
button
whenever,
at the right
even if you're
time,
using
you
the
can also
dual
parry
swords.
an attack.
Of course.
you can perform a light attack after a last-second shield block to counterattack with a powerful shield strike.
Ooh.
Shield
Does that
is
lead
great
into a
not
combo?
just for defense, but
Because
also
otherwise I'll
offense.
never do that if I have the
You
option
can
to do
aim
something else that
and
gets me
throw
a
your
combo.
shield, which will hit
A
multiple
shield throw?
nearby targets.
Alright,
If you
Captain
tap the
America,
shield
let's
button
go.
Just as you catch your shield, you can perform a powerful wave attack.
Ooh. You see
You can
this?
double tap the shield button to petrify enemies.
A petrify.
And of course, you can perform
This is-
an R3 ground finisher on enemies that were knocked down to the ground.
Okay. The animation kind of lacked the impact for something that's like finisher move. Like, you know, you should be like running somebody through if you're gonna do that, not just. But I guess, you know, whatever works. I think the combat already is looking pretty promising. You know that move about to get spammed. Like if there's not a meter tied to it or like a long startup, I don't see any reason why you wouldn't just use that continuously. Especially if like mobs are taking your health too much. Just screw engaging entirely. What you gonna do about it? Oh, it's also good for closing distance, which I think is pretty cool. Yeah, this looks dynamic. This game's gonna be pretty sick. Just I hope to God that they fix the resolution, because this looks really bad for some reason. Perhaps it's simply that the resolution is too high and my screen is what looks bad. I guess it's possible. But again, my screen is fine for handling like basic 1080p. This looks good-ish, sort of. There's some jaggies going on. It is early footage. I'll give them
I
that.
hope you enjoyed our first
But still,
video of Godfall running
jeez.
on PlayStation 5. We also want to thank all the fans for their endless support since our initial reveal back in December. We have a few more surprises coming down the road.
I wouldn't say like
details on
bad,
loot
like
and
it's
progression,
alright,
and
but it looks like a
share more
PS4 game,
with you
like an
on
early
the way to
PS4 game.
launch
Like
this
it,
holiday season.
I don't feel like this is
We hope that
cutting
you
edge
join our Godfall
technology.
community on Twitter, Facebook.
This looks fine. Like
YouTube.
the rest of these
Thank you.
other trailers have been looking good. I think it's literally just the way they uploaded this, or the fact that it's it probably is either this game or the way they uploaded it. Something's going on here. Because like not everything looks bad, but then there's the gameplay which kind of look chunky.
We hope you enjoyed this peek into the
But
future
again, the
of
gameplay
PlayStation.
itself was fine.
See
You know,
you next time.
the game itself was good. That was pretty decent. I have to give them credit. You know, like a lot of the games that they showed here were games that are good, not like games that are mind blowing, but you know, interesting. That's it. Whip L. What's wrong? You know what? People just don't know how to appreciate what they got. Waste of time. That was good. The hell? A movie made by God himself. Anyways, that was actually solid. Boring. I liked it. That was a solid ass state of play. That was a solid ass state of play. I have nothing to say about that. Nothing bad to say about it, really. Like they showed a bunch of games that were interesting. Crash Bandicoot, the Godfall game. There was that bow and arrow game that was looking really sick. There was let me scroll through this a little bit more. The Braid remaster, which is nice. You know, a lot of games where it was just like, okay, the remasters of old games, not really a huge deal, but you know, it's nice to have. A lot of like Pathless, the arrow game, the bird. Spelunky 2, you know, games that are like low key but also like solid. You know, nobody's gonna complain about Spelunky 2. Hello, it's a good game. They got a sequel. No Mario. All right, Xbox wins. Okay. The Breath of the Wild anime edition. That was pretty decent. That looked pretty sick. There was this one game here with the that had that Gurren Lagann kind of aesthetic, which was solid. There was the Sprite game. Like literally, this is like one of the few times I've watched a PlayStation presentation and literally liked pretty much everything they had to show. Pretty much everything. Even their weird snacks thing kind of got me hyped because Envy's voice was in it. So I was like, that's sick. But yeah, like that was solid. I you know what? Like 10K dislikes. It turns out that the PlayStation fans are just as entitled. I'm sorry, Nintendo fans. I judged you unfairly. There's no Smash. That's it? No Smash? Hey, Xavier. What's good? Spelunky 2 looks pretty cool. A lot of these games look pretty cool. I apologize to the Nintendo community. Clearly, you ain't the only entitled bitches around here. Like, what are you complaining about? I don't understand. Got all these people in the chat bitching for what? Not this chat. My chat's nice, you know? Nice and empty. But, you know, Xavier's here, you know, solid. Wait. But look at these punks. This was a good ass presentation. I don't care what anybody says. Like, most of the games here were games that I personally was interested in. And that I would be like, yeah, I'd buy that, sure. Why not? That seems like it's fun. In fact, if I had a PS4 and like I could add those to like a wish list, I probably would. Honestly. A lot of those games look good. Now, I have to wonder, because a lot of these games are also like games like Spelunky 2. I sincerely doubt that's a PlayStation 4 exclusive. No way. In fact, a lot of these games, I'm like, these are either old games that like for no reason would be exclusive. Nobody's gonna buy into a PS4 specifically for Braid Remastered. No way. You could probably just get the original and just enjoy it. Like, you don't need that. But it's been good just waiting to clock back in after my lunch. Oh, yeah. Thanks for coming in. Have a good work day, I guess. Hope the rest of your day is good. Thanks for coming. And hosting as well. It's a good thing I noticed you and switched back to the scene, because otherwise I might have just straight up kind of breezed right over my head. But yeah, thanks. But again, like I was saying, nobody's gonna buy into a PS4 specifically for Braid Remastered. Sure. So I sincerely doubt it's gonna be exclusive. There's no reason why it would be exclusive. I feel like I gotta look onto Twitter and see which games are exclusive and which aren't. I really hope like that one Gurren Lagann looking game is like on Steam. Like a lot of these games I wish they were on Steam. And they're also third party, so a lot of them might be on Steam. I don't think like the Godfall thing is going to be that way. And I'm not sure if Crash is multi-platform, but it definitely will be at some point, you know? I like to get a PS4, but it's expensive, so I have to wait until Black Friday to buy it online. Yeah, pretty much. That's my perspective as well. The only thing with me with the PS4 is that I don't feel any particular, unless I work during Black Friday, oof. I don't feel any particular reason to buy a PS4 at this point because the PS5 is backward compatible. At which point, I might as well just invest the increased amount of money to get a PS5 rather than getting a PS4 and then getting a PS5 sometime down the line anyways. That's my perspective. Obviously, that might not pan out. And if I can get a PS4, if like a PS4 is on sale for $100, I might just snatch it, you know? But like at the moment, my logical mind is saying, don't get a PS4, just get a PS5, you know? Also, by the way, did you guys see the black PS5? That's finally a version of that console that doesn't make me sick. Not visibly disgusting. I was just waiting for something like that, you know? Also, is my stream lagging too much? I don't think it is, but it could be. It could very well be. So let me check. Also, is my okay, it's like a little bit of delay. I haven't seen it. I was getting lunch. Oh, it was like revealed like a couple days ago. But yeah, it's pretty much the same except it's mostly black and it still has the blue LEDs. Some people have been saying like it would be cool to see like a black and red one. I agree with that, definitely. Because as it stands, I'm not a fan of the PS5, especially not the controller. I think that thing is ugly. Ugly. It looks like the Avengers like time patrol suits from Endgame, except worse. Just doesn't look right to me. But yeah, no, that was a good state of play. I genuinely think that was good, just solid all around. Again, mostly interested in if the games are multi-platform, just so I can play them within a reasonable amount of time. Which I feel like a lot of them are that aren't like PSVR or something like that are probably going to be available. Especially like some of the games I saw, like that one Pixel game with the 3D, probably is because I've seen it. You know, I've seen it on Twitter separate to this, so I'll have to look into that. But otherwise, yeah, good time. Anyways, I'm probably going to sign off now. I don't really have much else to say. And there's nothing else going on. I didn't even really plan on doing this. But hey, you never really always plan for things to happen. You just kind of go with the flow. You right? Just got to roll with the punches. But yeah, thanks for coming out. Somebody else come here and say what? It's probably just, yeah, me on the other tab. Anyways, yeah, thank you for all coming out. We'll stream again sometime soon. I've just been working a lot on my anime reaction grind because I've been behind so much. Which, by the way, I'll probably have to record that episode like after this. So I guess that's what I'll be doing soon. But I will be getting back to streaming soon as well. Thanks, Javier, for popping in again. Hopefully you had a good lunch. Hopefully the rest of your day goes well. And yeah, see you guys.